A time for gift giving. The snow fell soft on Maple Street. Carolers gathered at the square. Children pressed their faces to shop windows where model trains circled ceramic villages. The whole town had that particular glow, the one that only happens in the week before Christmas, when even strangers nod to each other like old friends. Dan Pastor loved all of it. He loved their friends, the Kirbys, who were due at 4 o'clock. He loved the way every December felt like a continuation of something good. He loved the tree, the fire, the smell of pine and cinnamon his wife had arranged throughout the house. They arrived a little after 4. Coats were hung. Dinner was slow and easy, the kind where no one checks the time. They moved to the living room after, drinks in hand, the fire crackling low. Ellen talked about her daughter's recital. Frank listened to Dan explain the trouble with the deck railing and offered to come by with his tools. The flames threw soft shadows across the room. No one was anywhere else. No one needed to be. Then Frank reached behind the couch and handed Dan a rectangular package wrapped in reindeer paper. Dan's fingers closed around it. Through the paper, he felt the fine, dense give of grounds. Not whole beans. Grounds. Something new settled behind his eyes. He opened it. His mind moved quickly. The roast. The origin. The packaging. Processed in seconds, and he knew it was all wrong. Huh. Oh, Dan said. He stretched it out, let it fill with warmth he did not feel. You guys did it. This is really something. He wanted to get back to the warmth of the evening, but he could not unsee what he had seen. He turned the bag over, pretending to read the label. The man at the shop said it was good for the holidays, Frank offered. Okay. Dan nodded slowly. I see. Haha. The evening continued. By the time the Kirbys left, the moment had passed, folded back into the warmth of everything else. In the car, Frank stared ahead. We got it wrong again, Ellen. Maybe he liked it, Ellen said. I saw his eyes. He was boiling on the inside. The next morning, Dan pulled the bag from the counter. He shook his head one final time, then walked to the cupboard. He opened it, looked at the space inside, and decided no. He walked to the garbage can, held the bag over it. He got in the car. 30 minutes later he stood on the cliffs above the water. The wind was coming off the ocean, steady and cold. He held the bag in both hands, opened it, and swung his arms out toward the waves. The grounds caught the wind and blew back all over him. He stood there for a long moment, coffee grounds in his hair, in his eyes, staring out at the water, now laughing a defeated laugh. He did not wipe it off. He just stood there, blaming it all on the wrong beans. His sleep was disturbed that night. The winter softened into spring. The snow on Maple Street melted and the trees budded and the days grew long. In April, the Kirbys came for Dan's birthday. Dinner again, drinks again, the easy rhythm of people who had done this many times. Frank was telling some story about his brother-in-law when Dan felt the evening shift. He saw Frank reach for something beside the couch. Here it comes, Dan thought. But he did not tense. He was almost proud of himself. He had decided, somewhere along the way, that he would not get upset. He would simply accept that he would not like it, and that would be fine. Frank handed him a small package, wrapped in blue paper with little balloons on it. Dan took it. He did not open it. Oh. Thank you, buddy, he said. His voice was easy. I appreciate it. He set the package on the side table and steered the conversation back to Frank's brother-in-law. The evening continued. No one mentioned it again. The next morning, Dan unwrapped the package. A bag of beans. And slightly disappointed, upon inspection, saw that they a kind he had been wanting to try. He ground them, brewed a cup. He brought it to his lips. The flavor spread across his tongue. Rich. Balanced. He set the cup down. Looked at it. Picked it up and took another sip. Still right. He stood in the kitchen for a while, not moving, the cup warm in his hands. Something was off. He walked to the window, looked out at the yard, took another sip. The coffee was good. The coffee was very good. And yet something in him was sinking, slowly, the more he drank. He set the cup on the counter. He picked up the phone. Frank answered on the third ring. "I tried the beans," Dan said. The words did not want to come out. His jaw was tight. They were. He stopped. Started again. They were good. It came through his teeth. "Thank you." He hung up. He stood at the window, looking out at the April light coming through the trees. Then he picked up the cup, took a sip, and despite this uncomfortable new feeling, gave a small nod to the flavor of this brew.